Becky lived with her mother in a small house. They were poor, and sometimes Becky went to school in an empty stomach. She managed her old shoes even though they were worn out already, and her school bag was no different. But Becky was a smart girl. She knew she had to find a way to survive. Becky's mother always gave her some money to buy food. But instead of buying food, Becky continues to save the money in order to start a little business. Becky used the money to buy baking ingredients to make puff puff. She carried a tray of puff puff to school, hoping to sell them and make some money. The first day, she only sold a few, but Becky had a plan, one that would change everything. Becky remembered something her grandmother once told her. A little magic can make food special. That night, Becky searched through her grandmother's old things and found a small book. The book had many strange words. Becky read a part that talked about mixing food with something from the body to make people love it. She decided to try it that night. She whispered the magic words over a cup of her own urine and mixed it into the puff puff dough. When she fried the puff puff, they smelled sweeter than before. Becky smiled. She couldn't wait to see what would happen. Watch the insane story of magic, greed, and mystery as Becky's world spins out of control. Will she fix her mistake before it's too late, or will she pay the ultimate price? If you love African folk tales, suspenseful stories, and shocking twists, then this is a must watch. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to support African storytelling. What would you do if you find out a secret like this? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification so you never miss out on our next thrilling story. Thanks to everyone that had subscribed to this channel. And if you are new here, hey, you are welcome. Don't forget to subscribe also. So let's continue with this beautiful story. The next day at school, Becky sold her puff puff again. This time, something strange happened. Every boy who ate the puff puff started looking at Becky in a special way. They smiled at her, gave her money by asking her to keep the change no matter the amount that she was supposed to return to them. They all suddenly wanted to be her friend. Even the most handsome boy in school suddenly liked her. Becky laughed inside. Her plan was working. She would use her magic puff puff to make boys give her all their money. Soon, she would not have to worry about her school fees again. Becky had a best friend named Ella. She was happy for Becky, but something didn't feel right. How did Becky suddenly become so popular? Why were all the boys acting so strange? Ella was so curious that she decided to watch Becky closely. One afternoon, she followed Becky home and decided to spend the night in Becky's house. When it was time for Becky to start making her puff puff, Ella pretended to be sleeping. Becky, who thought Ella was sleeping, went on with her usual way of baking. Ella quietly went out to peek through the window and saw Becky whispering strange words over a bowl. Then, Becky poured something into the puff puff dough. Ella grasped. What was Becky doing? Becky's puff puff business was growing fast. Boys gave her gifts, money, snacks, and even new shoes. Becky was enjoying her new life. She felt powerful. She was no longer the poor girl in school. But she didn't know that trouble was coming. Some boys who always buy puff puff from her started acting too strange. They fought over Becky, trying to get her attention. Teachers were beginning to notice. One day, two boys, Daniel and Tunde, almost got into a fight because of Becky. "She is mine," Daniel shouted. "No, she likes me more," Tunde pushed him. Their teacher, Mr. Ojo, saw them. "What is happening here?" he asked. The boys couldn't explain. They only knew they wanted Becky. Mr. Ojo became suspicious. Something strange was going on. Ella could not keep quiet anymore. She went to Becky's house. "Becky, what are you putting inside your puff puff?" she asked. Becky laughed. "Nothing, my dear, just a little magic." "Magic?" Ella's eyes widened. "Becky, this is not right. You are making them do things they don't understand." Becky hesitated for a while. Then she said, "I need the money, Ella. You don't know what it feels like to be poor." That night, Ella had a bad dream. She saw the boys turning into shadows, running after Becky. She woke up sweating. "Something bad will happen," she whispered. She tried to warn Becky the next day. She told Becky her dream, but Becky refused to listen. "Nothing will happen, Ella," she said. "Just watch and see." Mr. Ojo started watching Becky. He saw how the boys behaved when they ate her puff puff. He called Ella. "You are Becky's friend. Do you know what is happening?" Ella didn't know what to say. If she told the truth, Becky would be in trouble. If she kept quiet, things would get worse. One morning, Daniel, the most handsome boy in school, fell sick. He couldn't eat or sleep. He kept saying Becky's name over and over. His parents took him to the hospital, but the doctor couldn't understand what was wrong. Ella knew Becky's magic was causing it. She had to stop Becky before more boys got sick. Becky became afraid. She only wanted money. But now boys were getting sick. Had she made a mistake? She decided to stop making the puff puff for a few days. But the other boys in school became worse. They begged her for more puff puff. They cried when she said no. Becky didn't know what to do. Becky decided to try another spell to make the boys forget her. She found another spell in her grandmother's book, but when she performed it, something strange happened. She felt weak. Her skin started to change. Ella saw her the next day. Becky's face looked pale. "Becky, you don't look well," she said. Becky didn't answer. She was scared. More boys got sick. Some started acting crazy, running around the school, calling Becky's name. The teachers were confused. Some parents came to school demanding answers and asking, "Who is this Becky?" Mr. Ojo called Becky to his office. "Tell me the truth, Becky. What is going on?" Becky shook her head. "Nothing, sir." But deep inside, she was afraid. Ella knew she had to act fast. She went to Becky and demanded an answer from her. Becky then opened up and told Ella about her grandmother's magic book. Ella quickly ran to the book. She took Becky's grandmother's book and read it. She found a page that talked about breaking spells. She ran to Becky. "We must undo the magic," she said. They prepared a potion according to the book. Ella and Becky gathered all the boys that had been under her spell. They made them drink a special mixture from the book. Slowly, the boys started feeling better. Becky cried. "I am sorry," she said. The school found out the truth. Becky was suspended. Her mother was very sad. Becky felt ashamed. Ella forgave Becky. "You did a bad thing, but I know you were desperate." Becky smiled. "Thank you, Ella. You are a true friend." Becky promised to change. She started working hard in school instead of using magic. Becky learned that quick money is not always good. She learned that true friendship is more important than fame. With deep breaths, Becky tossed her grandmother's book into the fire because she knew she would never use it again. Ella, her true friend, stands beside her. She smiled. The stars shines above them. This brought to an end Becky's dark journey of magic puff puff. Thanks for watching Folktale with Chinelo. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification so you never miss out on our next thrilling story. Like this video if you love mysterious African stories. Share this with a friend who loves shocking tales.